PreMarket Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin with you for the rest of the session. Joel, Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve were definitely pretty dour in their statement today, but it doesn't seem to matter, recession or not. And it's all bullish. It's all good news, apparently. The market loved it.
They did, and too bad he didn't say more negative things because the market would be even higher. I think the market is content with what the Fed is doing, the potential, reopenings of many of the states, and the economy's returning back to normal. So that's what the market was reading, really for the last couple weeks, and market turns out to be correct. We did back off the pre-market high a little bit off that 9:30 open, but it caught momentum. We're trading up now, just a couple points off the high of the session. The current session high is 29.47 and a quarter. We're trading at 45 and a quarter. We have got all of our losses back here. We are above our high from March 6th, or excuse me, from March 9th, well above that at 29.0475. We're looking at the close on that day, the prior day, that Friday at 52.75. So we're looking to have our highest close here since March 6th. If we can close over that 29.5275 level, and with a couple good more earnings reports, maybe we can take a poke at 3,000 tomorrow. Your close on March 4th was 3,004.25. Good day for crude oil. It's backed off a highs for the session. July crude did get over $20, hitting 20.36. A little profit taking in it though. Currently trading up 19.30 at $1.70. Good day for crude oil. A lot of people want to see this back over $12 or over $20. Gold dipped into the lower 1700s, but gold is in the green too by 680 at 1729. Silver having a little bit better day, up 24.2 cents at 15.57. And buyers of everything today. Bitcoin up $1,065 at 8,845. I'm not sure any news related to that, or if just the buy everything market is spilling over into Bitcoin and Bitcoin futures.
All right, so biggest takeaway from the statement and the press conference today is that the Fed has given no timetable whatsoever as far as when they could potentially raise interest rates to above zero. He said potentially there's going to be a recovery in the next year, but they're going to wait and see, how the virus progresses and that sort of thing before they do anything. And he sounded pretty dour. Talked a lot about how bad the damage is going to be to the economy, to the job market, to GDP. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's all priced in. That's what the market seems to think. I'm not really sure how to interpret this, but he was pretty dour, at least in his prepared remarks. And he talked about how just it's going to be just historic, economic contraction here. And I don't know. It's just like it sounded pretty dour to me, but I guess that's what March was for. So.
Yeah, no, I mean that the market tries to be a forward-looking mechanism,
Yeah.
and boy, a lot of liquidity pumped into this market, and liquidity is going in, to these news businesses to get them up and going. There's just several factors. You had some good earnings reports. I think there was a lot of anticipation for some poor Q1 reports, but
Yeah.
with the crisis really only being in the latter part of the month, or end of February and early March, these companies managed to build up a little bit of a war chest going into the reports. Q2 may be a different story, but you can't argue with the price. You can't argue with the price
Nope.
action,
Nope.
and this market's caught a bid, and it seems to be a very sustainable one. Even the pullbacks, there was a little bit of a pullback once Powell started speaking. That was a shallow pullback, maybe 15, 20 points off the high, and boom, the market rebounded. So let's look at some individual issues that we talked about
Yeah,
today and how they're responding to their
yeah.
earnings
Well,
reports.
so the news of the day is Gilead. We should talk about that first. It looks like that their remdesivir is going to get fast tracked by the FDA. We got the news this morning that they had a trial sponsored by the NIH that met the primary endpoint. We came out of the halt at the end of our show, dipped down hard off those highs, Joel, but we settled in here.
Yeah, congrats to Triple D, who got down and dirty in his investment portfolio during the pre-market session. He was able to exit his swing position at 86.90. Boy, not far off that print, that pre-market high of 87.66, but similar price action to what you had in Gilead when that announcement was made a couple weeks ago. You did get the corresponding pop in the market, but people have been using it, as to take profits. Did sell off, but now coming back towards the high of the sessions here. In fact, snuck into the top of yesterday's range for you gap fill traders. The high of yesterday's range was 80.07. That decline off that early morning high took it down to 80.05. So paying attention to that high from yesterday, old daily resistance, new support, got you definitely a lower cost entry here. Getting through 85 tomorrow will be an important level. 85.01, the high in today's session. Also, the Monday following the initial announcement, when you had that 85.79 high, you had that 85.18 high. So have some intermediate term traders targeting, um, you know, targeting this whole $85 area.
So if you look at the market today, you look at what's up and what's down. Something interesting appears to have happened where uh, the I guess there's two categories of like dogs. I would say in this
I
market.
like the way you put that. Yep.
Yeah, there's the dogs, there's the stocks that have been bad for years, and are in secular declines, and this crisis only made things worse. And then there's the coronavirus dogs, the otherwise normally strong companies that have been decimated because of this crisis. They're at ground zero, right? So the cruise liners, the hotels, the airlines, these stock companies that were doing okay before this crisis, and those stocks have all rallied hard today. It's the dogs that haven't. Retail, right? Nordstrom, Kohl's. Retail has not rallied with the rest of the market today. So it's been this buy the coronavirus dogs, don't buy the secular downturn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an excellent way to put it. You have the airlines getting a lift today. I see Delta up,
Mhm.
nearly 12%, $2.83 at 27.18. We've been talking about the trading patterns in these stocks, just hanging out near the lows and not plummeting to a new low. That's often a sign of institutional accumulation here. Uh, not running out and lifting offers to get long the issue, but being patient, building a base here. And then today, some of the Johnny come latelys are joining in. I see Carnival Cruise Lines having a real good day. I'll point out for our Carnival Cruise Line traders, your current high 1683. Your rebound high, you had one at 1616, but the true high for that off the rebound was at 1914. So perhaps some more upside in CCL, Royal Caribbean, RCL. That's having a good day as well. Little bit different on the chart. This one had made a high at 49.87 on the rebound. And oh, nope, you didn't quite get there either yet. 48.42. So for these stocks, for the rally continue, you want to see them get back to that recovery high, close above there, and take another leg higher. As far as like the dogs, a dog since its IPO, Blue Apron, caught that one bid, 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, extraordinary short squeeze that took it over $28. Now it's not quite the king of the stay-at-home stocks that you thought it was. Earnings not good today. So there's one that has been a perennial dog and is continuing in its doggish ways.
Yeah, Blue Apron didn't meet estimates. They missed the estimates for both the EPS and the sales, and we were wondering during that short squeeze. I mean, it was pretty obviously a short squeeze, but it was also like, hey, you would assume if everyone is stuck at home that people are ordering meal delivery kits, but I guess not as much as we thought.
They're
So
not cheap. They're not cheap here.
they're not cheap, and they're also very wasteful. So
Yeah,
that's why I've
and
never
like
been
they
a
take a
fan.
lot of time to cook too. I mean, they're not very easy. We just hit a high of 29.47 and a quarter. Started to tail off a little bit. The 350 imbalances came in. We've had a little bit more of a move down here. That
Yeah,
leads me
looking
to
for
believe,
them.
yeah.
I don't see a number out yet. I don't think it was very big.
Uh, I just think maybe the momentum here. I mean, you've had quite a tremendous run in the S and P's just over the last few sessions, predicated on some of these good earnings reports. So you've moved up. You had a consolidation around the 50% for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. Made that move out of that area really on Monday and follow through on Tuesday. So quite a nice 3 day run for the market. Maybe you see some profit taking going in into the close. We do have some big reports after the close, Spencer,
Oh yeah,
that may tilt the market
yeah,
either in a negative direction or just maybe not moving up quite as fast.
yeah. So let's get to those reports. I want to start with Microsoft here. The leader, the overall leader. I believe this is the largest. This is the largest stock in
Sure,
America,
yeah, it
right?
is.
Yeah.
Yep, and
Okay.
it overtook Mr. Softy. I mean, overtook Apple.
Right. Right. So Microsoft. I'll pull up the chart here. And I'll get the numbers for you, or what we
You'd
expect at
expect.
least. Yeah. But Joel, take a look for us.
Up $7.13 here. 176.93, up 4%. Uh, back within a whisker of its all-time high, considering the tremendous run that this had. Kind of topped out in February. The party ended at really before the market started to turn in 119.70, 190.70. But that's just part of just incredible run for the issue. It's tailed off. You made a low. You made the low on the decline. I believe around the same time. About a few days were ahead of the market. Put in a hard bottom with three lows in a row at 135. So you've taken back over half of that move. Your recovery high still stands at 180. So if you're looking at a level, perhaps for bona fide breakout to new all-time highs. You do have the high for today at 177.59. That's not very far away. But that recovery high, 180, sticks out to me. The close on that day was 178.50. If you can do that, definitely opens up here a little bit, between 180 and 190. But the way these stocks have been acting, nice move into the report. Let's see if it can make a new high for the for the move off the low.
Yeah, and I have no insight as to what the stock will do here, but you would assume that it would have been a good quarter for Microsoft. I want to watch what they say about the cloud and what they say about Microsoft Teams. You would assume, based on the fact that we've all been stuck at home and working remotely for 2 months now, that Microsoft's that usage, at least to end the quarter, usage for cloud would have gone up, and usage for Teams would have gone up. So I was talking to a buddy of mine back when this whole thing kind of started, and he works for a technology wholesaler, I guess you could call them that. And he was saying he's never been busier ever, and he's been selling Microsoft products left and right, flying off the shelves. So the expectations are high. The estimate for EPS is at $1.26. That would be a 25% increase from a year ago. Sales at 33.6 billion. That would also be an increase from a year ago. So there is a high bar here for Microsoft to clear, but you,
It's cleared that bar, quite a
yeah,
bit. I mean, on
yeah.
many occasions here. So, and these other tech stocks, Google had a good quarter, a little bit, different, but momentum certainly moving in its favor.
Hmm.
Microsoft happens to go into reverse here, it always spikes both way after the reports. Let's just look at, I mean, I know it's a ways away, but let's keep an eye on the 170 level. 2-day low, 169.39. Today's low, 171.88. So split those, nice round number. Maybe on decline, you find support at 170.
All right, let's go to Facebook here. They're also due to report after the close today, looking for earnings per share of $1.74 on revenue of $17.48 billion. Do they say the same thing as Google, which is that April is going to be better than March for advertising? That was the money line from Google last night from their conference call. And what will Facebook say about that? Because that's where they get all their revenue
And
from.
yep, and Snap had a pretty good quarter, right? And
Yep.
so a lot of things are favoring Facebook for earnings, Street leaning that way into the report, up nearly $12 at 194.68. Just caught a bid off the Snap numbers, had a little bit of a retreat. It's taken back more than half of its losses from the move. And 196.91, that's a high today's session. You always want to see that taken out on the print. Above that, it's 197 area was your recovery high. You hit 197.24 on March 3rd. But, after that, you might want to think about triple digit or not triple digits. Think about the $200 level back in the 26, even when the market was starting to come off. Facebook had a high of 201.21. That was on February 26th.
All right, total shot in the dark here. Let's look at Tesla. Their report is usually out at around 4:15 or 4:30. It's not at 4 o'clock, or at least it hasn't been at the close for the past couple quarters. So they're going to be a little bit after the close here. I don't know what you can say about this. The expectations are they are what they are, but this one never moves in line with those, so I wouldn't really worry about that.
They were, shut down for part of the quarter. They have got back lion's share of its losses. Believe it or not, the stock peaked at not what 969, 968.99. Got overcut in half. Boy, on March 18th, you could have had this thing for $350.51. To me, the way this is shaping up on the dailies here, 800, 805. That was a high in yesterday's session. Current high today, 803.20. So right there, you open up there, you get a move here through 805. Boom. I'm not another high at 807. So give it a little bit more room. I'd say above 807, bona fide breakout. Your next daily high. There's some other highs in here, 813.31 and then 856.60. But it can move on the report what deliveries are. Maybe the EPS number is not that good, but maybe if they a high projected delivery number for the next quarter could bode well. If people are buying cars, people still afford to buy cars. Maybe they're buying Teslas.
And then last one I really want to look at here is Teladoc, TDOC, one of these COVID plays. They report after the close today as well, looking for earnings per share of a 36-cent loss on revenue of $178 million. The bar is extremely high here.
It is, and I think they're really going to have to blow it away. It is getting hit today, but it doesn't seem like people are real nervous going into the
Well,
report.
it's getting hit because it's a COVID play, and they're all getting hit here.
Right. Keep an eye on 173, folks. That's the only thing I can tell you. You had a low of 174 on the 22nd of this month, 173 today's session, 172.68 yesterday's session. That'd be Tuesday. So I think under 163, they could get this to 165.60 in a jiffy. If you do get a pop here, I see that all-time high over $200 at 203.85. But the area of interest for me, at least, would be, relative to where it's trading now. Yesterday's close 181.15. Lower open, right? You went up, you cleared that close, but you only got to 181.75. So to me, with the close from yesterday and yesterday high, it leads me to believe you do have someone to take off some profits at that area. Really good report. Maybe we get a shot at the old time closing high. That was from Monday and 194.89, old time high, 203.85.
All right, 10 seconds left in the regular session here, Joel. Just also, we're going to get eBay after the close. We're going to get Qualcomm after the close, but that's about it for the session here. We are closed now. I'll pull up a chart of the SPY so we can get a better feel for the
Yeah,
afternoon.
I didn't get to see those imbalances. I was just kind of
It was
thinking,
two. What did I see? I saw 700 million to sell. I saw
yeah,
200 or
just
2 billion. Saw
yeah,
2 billion.
yep.
1.6 billion. I saw a few different numbers. I don't know.
Yep, I just a little profit taking here after the tremendous run the Dow and the S&P, Russell, whatever you name it, triple Q, have had over the last few days here. Just a little bit of profit taking going into the close. Nothing to shake the bull stance from this strong session, strong week so far. It looks like we are to settle off the high 29.47 and a quarter. So if you're looking for some follow through on the market in the upside tonight off some good earnings reports, there's your bogey, 29.47 and a quarter. If not, not much above that, folks. We were getting perilously close to that $3,000 level, 300 in the spiders. So there's some potential targets for you. On the downside, tomorrow or overnight, if you go into reverse, the intraday low from today, 29.02 and a quarter. Found willing buyers there. Today during the intraday session, it could be a big level. In the overnight session, if we do go into retreat.
All right, so one more day left in the month, barring anything crazy. Joel, this will have been the best month for the S&P 500
Hallelujah.
since October of 1974. But yeah, one more day left in what has been a insane month for the market. All right, I want to wrap it up here. Thanks to everyone who joined us. Please remember all the information from this broadcast is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. On tomorrow's show, Joel Dennis and I will be joined by Mark Chaikin from Chaikin Analytics. And so that's what I got. So everyone have a great rest of your day and be safe wherever you are.